A friend of mine went up to Scotland recently and got back a few days ago. I forget the exact reason he went, but these are the emails he's been sending me. The emails get really strange as they go on, so I thought I'd share them with you to see if you guys would have any theories on what the hell is going on. I'm omitting some stuff about our personal lives and general stuff which nobody will be interested in.
I'm finally home, and glad about it. Scotland itself was kinda dull, but on the trip down it was messed up. I'm alright now, but I was pretty freaked out at the time. I guess I'll start at the very beginning. The drive up there and the trip itself were predictably awful, despite the wonder that is my DS. I remain emotionally detached from my family, but on the plus side, I've got a level 70 Dragonite, so I can't complain. It was on the trip back that it happened. There was a lot of traffic, so we hadn't even made it halfway home before it was late at night. My parents' business had taken longer than they expected, so we'd only been able to set off home in mid-afternoon. But my dad decided he hadn't wanted to spend another day in Scotland. So, we were just going to drive home in the middle of the night. Didn't make much sense to me either. We were driving along some road an hour or so north of the border, based on the fact that we passed the border an hour later. I don't know the exact area. It had gotten pretty dark at this time of day and the roads were quiet. We still saw the occasional car every so often, but it was just something like one or two every quarter of an hour. My dad had the radio on at this point, listening to some random station. It had been on for quite a while. It was just typical pop music, that kind of thing. We hadn't seen a car in at least a half an hour, and aside from the noises of traveling and the dark empty fields all around, there were no real signs of life anywhere. A bit dramatic, I know. I suppose I'm just giving justification for what in hindsight might have been just a bit of an overreaction. Anyway, this song starts playing on the radio, a slow, folk-like kind of ballad. I don't know what it was called, but a deep-voiced male singer sang, "It's alright to cry. Crying gets the sad out of you. It's alright to cry. It might make you feel better." It stuck in my head because it seemed really inappropriate for the station that we were playing. Nothing like the songs that had already been on. It seemed really odd. I can't explain it, but listening to it made me feel a little strange. I really felt like I was being watched, which is kind of stupid given that I was in a moving car with my family, but halfway through the song, it cut out. At first there were just general static sounds, but then a god-awful screeching sound came in, and then a kind of wet clicking noise. It was like nothing I'd ever heard before, and it filled the car. It was that loud. It got louder as it went on, and it became more like rumbling with breathing noises. The best way I could describe it would be like a dog hacking up a lung, but it was worse than that. There were big chunk noises interspersed in there with sounds like people throwing up or screaming, or mixtures of the two. It was pretty damn trippy. It lasted for all of 5 seconds, but I shit you not when I say those 5 seconds will stay with me for the rest of my life. The sound faded out, and the song from before, I looked it up upon getting home. It's called "It's Alright to Cry." Started playing again. Nobody said anything until it finished, and even then I was the first one to speak. That was pretty messed up. What, the song? Kind of unusual for this station. I thought so too, my dad answered me. No, what happened in the middle? What was that? The signal probably just got cut out by one of those hills around here. I was getting a bit impatient here. Yeah, but what was that noise? I've never heard anything like that. Chris, my friend's brother, looked at me in a really odd way and said, "It's static." Static? You know, I'm used to him messing me around, but there's no way anyone would believe for a second that this noise had been static. I ignored him. "Dad, what do you think it was?" And without missing a goddamn beat, he answered, "Just static." He even sounded puzzled. Meanwhile, another song started. I forget what it was exactly, but it was just a typical pop song that had been playing before. I asked each of my family, and they all swear to me that they'd heard nothing close to what I described to them. Just regular static. Even my mother, and I can't believe she'd lie to me. The rest of the drive home was pretty quiet. I think my family thought I'd gone a bit odd, and I wasn't in much mood to talk myself, as I half suspected they were all playing a hilarious joke on me. I don't know. In retrospect, maybe it was just some effect of sound waves bouncing and nodes and such, but Christ, it really felt wrong. Even now, I'm a little unsettled.
I replied late on Friday night with some usual stuff, telling him about what I've been up to, how my girlfriend had gotten a new job, that kind of thing. I said the thing he heard was probably just some weird distortion, and to pay it no mind. The next correspondence I got was this.
"Hey man, thanks for getting back to me. Tell Lisa I said congrats on the job. You're probably right about that noise. To be honest, I think I'm having a bit of a funny week. I keep seeing dark things in the corner of my eye, or getting a feeling like something's behind me, and then turning around and nothing's there. I sound like a paranoid pothead, I know, but I've been clean for months now. It's probably stress, my dad says, hence the thing in the car."
Kind of concerned, I replied straight away. I'd been online at the time, asking him if he was sure he was okay, and that we could talk if he was stressed, etc. He replied,
"Nah, don't worry about it. It's probably nothing serious. Like I said, flashes of an image or something, which is probably just floaters in my eye, or thinking I hear a sound for a moment and that it just disappears. No doubt someone will let me know if I start going fully mental." There was only one that really shook me. It was late last night. I was just checking out the web, listening to some of that Jeff Magnum stuff you sent me on my headphones, when the sound started to get a little fuzzy. Like there were extra notes and beats that hadn't been there before. At first I thought it was just lag or something, but I paused and started again, and it actually got worse. I moved to the next song on the playlist, and it still kept doing it. After a few seconds, it sounded like two entirely different songs were playing on top of each other. I started trying to pick out what the other song was, when guess what the hell I start hearing? "It's alright to cry, crying gets the sad out of you." It sounded weird now, kind of distorted, or changed in pitch. But I was sure I heard that song in the background. It was late, and I was the only one here. My parents and Chris had gone out for the evening, so I was pretty freaked out. I sat there listening for a few seconds as the other song became more and more prominent. Suddenly, I thought, or I convinced myself or something, that I heard a chunk, and the hoarse exhaling noise began. It was the noise I'd heard in the car, I was sure. I'll admit it, I was terrified. All the disgust I had experienced when I sat in the car hearing that noise for the first time all returned, but with it, a sense of immediacy or presence. It felt like it was right there with me, like it was touching me. I felt a chill and the hairs on my arms stood up. Instantly, my hand flew up to the speaker on the left of my computer, hitting the power button. But the sound didn't disappear right away. It carried on for a couple of seconds. Something that usually doesn't happen with these speakers. And I swear, just before it died away, it sounded almost like talking. Messed up, huh? Like I say, stress or something. I had a talk with my dad, and he listened to the whole story. When I'd finished, he didn't say anything for a while and just looked at me quietly, with a kind of strange expression. Eventually, he said I shouldn't worry. It was probably just stress from A-levels combined with too many horror movies, and to try to take it easy. Thanks for asking anyway. You take care.
I didn't really know what to make of this. Truth be told, I was busy with my own life. The next I heard was this.
Can you call me? I know it's out of the blue and it's a bit weird, but I really need to talk to someone. And knowing your lack of a life, you'll probably be on when I send this. Seriously though, it's kind of important. Here's the number. It's my house number. I can't find my mobile phone.
I was online, so I tried calling him, but it wouldn't go through. I replied as much in the email and told him to call me, giving him my number and suggesting that one of us try his mobile to help him find it. I got this back.
It doesn't work for me either. Something's wrong. I don't have time now, but I'll email again later. Try to call me again if you can later. Keep trying. It's not going away. God, I feel like a total nutcase as I tell you this, but I hear the noise again. No, when I wait to go to sleep in my room, when it's all quiet, it's like something just on the edge of hearing, but it's there, and no one believes me. I'm the only one here tonight. They've all gone, but I feel something watching me, like something in the house. Crazy things are happening. I hear the shower turn on in the middle of the night, just for a few seconds, and then stop. When I eventually persuade myself to go take a look, nothing's there. The mailbox flaps. Probably street kids, you'd say. I went to the bathroom an hour ago. While I sat on the toilet, I heard a noise outside. I immediately stopped dead and held my breath. I swear to God I heard footsteps out in the hall. And that's not all. The bathroom door's quite high off the ground, letting light in, but something steps in front of the door and blocks that light. And it just waits there. Like it stood facing the door, looking at me through it. Eventually, after I'd sat there for 5 heart-pounding minutes, breathing the shortest, quietest breaths I could, they finally went away. It was half an hour before I dared leave that bathroom. I'm the only one in the house. I've checked every room. Am I losing my mind?
I still hadn't replied. Didn't know what to say really when I got this.
I can't even use the computer. It's gone weird. Audio corrupted, speakers hissing, just messed up. Shit. Wait. I put the TV on downstairs to keep me company. I can kind of hear it from up here. For a second, I was sure it was playing that song. I'm going mad. I went downstairs to grab some chips, just something I could grab quickly to keep me going. I don't like being downstairs alone right now. And as I stepped in the kitchen, I smelled... Why do I want to say... death? Bins. It must have been the bins, realistically. Yeah? They smell like rotting things. Because they rot. I went to look out the window earlier, when the letterbox was going, to see if I could see anyone. I couldn't see anything out there. It was completely black. I couldn't see a foot in front of my face. Why are all the street lamps out?
I replied and suggested he call someone to come over and spend time with him, or call his parents and chat to them. Best I could come up with.
I can't. No one's around. It's just me. It's come just for me. I keep hearing it. That song, it's playing downstairs. And there are other noises too, I hear them. The noise from before. I recognize the clicking and the breathing. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't know what to do. I don't believe in ghosts or monsters, but there's something there. I can feel it. I hear those words again. Clearer now. There's something in the house. I can hear it moving downstairs. Trying to call the police online, but where the fuck is my phone? Call the police and send them to my address right now.
There's no address there. I even highlighted the space to see if he'd written it in white. It's just blank. I don't get it. This isn't funny. I replied saying there was no address. He seemed not to get it. There was no acknowledgement of it in the following reply.
Hurry up. Get someone here, at least to talk to me. I'm not fucking kidding. I swear I hear something in the house. I hear it coming. I hear it coming. Christ, help!
He sent me that last message 4 times, one after another. I've been trying to call him for the last hour pretty much. No reply. I have no idea what the hell to do.